Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Tuesday, November 13th, 2018. What's going on? Anyway, we woke up this morning. It's like 2 inches of snow on everything. It kind of melted. A lot of it melted already, but it had to get out here and clean the panels off and everything this morning, so I did that. So somebody said I shouldn't be wearing a muscle shirt, you know, with snow on the ground. So I got a regular shirt on today. I do have my hat on though today. So it is snowing right now as we speak. The weather, I'll show you the sky. Wonderful, gloomy New York weather. But what are you gonna do? So anyway, I wanted to touch base on a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to follow up on yesterday's video a little bit with the new red flag law. And somebody was like, you know, oh, bull, you know, and he sends me the article saying that, you know, you have to have somebody, it has to be a family member that turns you in. And of course, we all know that we can trust every one of our family members, of course. You know, why would they lie, right? So then you have to have a judge sign the order. And, you know, of course, I'm sure there's, you know, liberal judges are not going to be biased at all on the gun laws, of course. And so then they come in and they take your guns, which again, you know, that's just, it's crazy. So, so that's the follow-up of that they just don't show up and take them. Yeah, they still just show up and take them. But somebody blows you in because maybe they're pissed at you for whatever reason, and they have an axe to grind, and that's what they do. So, yeah, that's, I guess in the case of the gentleman in Maryland that was murdered by the police, his aunt turned him in. The niece said it was the aunt. It was 100% her fault. She was the one that turned him in for that. But and who knows what the backstory is for that? Like I said, you don't know if she was pissed off at him for whatever reason and was trying to get back at him, and now the guy's dead. You know, it doesn't stop the fact that, you know, here's the thing, and I think this is funny because somebody had made this comment. When the police show up at your door, you're automatically guilty, no matter if you're innocent. And that's kind of funny because when my ex-wife left, okay, and I'm going to go back and tell this story real quick. When my ex-wife left, now we had been together for 11 years, and in 11 years she had never left. First of all, let me just say that, okay, to start with. So I get home from work, and my wife and children are gone, okay? And so I tried calling her and got no answer, blah, blah, blah. So I call the police. So now I was wearing a muscle shirt that day, and the police show up and they see white guy with tattoos, shaved head, goatee, earrings. You know, they automatically think I'm some kind of scumbag. So the first thing out of the cop's mouth is, well, is there any history of domestic violence? And I looked at him and I said, you know what? You can look up your records, and you probably already did. There is no history because it's never happened. You've never been called to my house for domestic violence. And then they're like, well, has she ever left before? And I said, no, that's why I'm calling. So they're automatically looking at you and they're judging you on the way you look and stuff like that ahead of time. So yeah, I could see where, you know, the Gestapo tactics that we're going to come in and we're the tough guys and we're going to do what we're going to do. That's what they do, even if you're innocent. So, I mean, that happens all the time. I mean, a lot of you guys out there already know that that's what happens all the time. They get, if they feel like they're disrespected. There was a thing I watched the other day, and it was a husband and wife were arguing, and so the guy gets out of the car, the cop does, and he says to the guy, he goes up to the guy, and he's like, hey, 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 hey. And then he puts his hands on the guy and says, sit down on the ground, right? And the guy basically pushed off of him. And then he waited till he had his buddies there, and they tackled the guy and knocked him down on the ground and put the handcuffs on him. The guy didn't do. So then, of course, they get him for assault on a police officer because he pushed off. I mean, it's bull crap. And the guy was like, he goes, hey, and the guy was really cool about the whole thing. He was like, you disrespected me. I am a man, just like you're a man. If you talk to me, but you don't come up yelling at me and putting your hands on me, I'm going to fight back. And you know what? That's the way it should be. You know, you get respect when you give respect. But anyway, okay, so I wanted to talk about another topic today. And the topic I wanted to talk about is we're going to talk about a post-S.H.T.F event. We're talking about, like, you know, worst case scenario, end of the world as we know it, okay? So first of all, who do you have to worry about the most? Okay, who are the people that are the biggest threat to you in a post-event? Is it going to be the government? Is it going to be roving bands of marauders? I don't think so. I think your initial, most desperate people are going to be your neighbors. They're going to be the people that live next to you for your whole life. If they think that you might have something and they don't, I think they're going to come a knocking, okay? And they might come knocking nicely at first, and if you refuse them, then it may not be so nice the next time. So your biggest threat, in my opinion, after a major S.H.T.F event, are going to be your neighbors. Now let me just re-say something before we get into that. I believe in the first 72 hours or so that people are going to be decent to each other for the most part. Not all people, obviously, but for the most part, I think most people are going to be decent to each other, trying to help each other. And then after that 72-hour window goes by, and say the power still has not come on, and there's no sign of that power coming on, and there's no communications, and nobody's saying that everything is going to be fine, and it's just a short period of time. If it, and if they're catching the chatter on their CBs or on their ham radios that this is a nationwide event that's taking place, then you're going to see a whole different side of people, because the unprepared will definitely be looking for free handouts, for people that are prepared and stuff like that. So the biggest threat that you guys are going to have, anybody that's out there that is prepared, if people know or don't know, okay, is going to be your neighbors. Because if you're, you really want to try to keep a low profile as you possibly can in the beginning, or get out and get to where you want to be. I mean, that's really, really important. So somebody had said to me, well, how do I know what group to get with in a post-event? Okay, I mean, they're like, I don't have a group and all that type of stuff. So my thing is this: with that situation, people are going to group up after an S.H.T.F event. And like I said, that is going to happen. Now, let's say you group up with a group of people and you realize, oh my God, these are not the people that I want to be with. You're going to need to try to slip away and get away from them if you can. Because if you get yourself in a bad situation, or you get yourself involved with a bad group that's doing a lot of nefarious things, that's not going to be good for you in the long term. So trying to go with your gut feeling. Do you feel like this group here might be good, or that group might be good, or not? That's what you really want to look at in the beginning of an S.H.T.F event. You're going to want to look at, okay, who do I want to be with? Who do I want to group up with? And you're going to have an idea of friends and neighbors that you might want to work with, and you're going to have an idea of the people that you don't want to work with, okay? So those are things that you need to think about too. I'm very lucky up where I am. For the most part, most of my neighbors, I know that we're going to work together. There's one family, I talked to the husband, and he was like, oh, me and my family, we're just going to go off into the woods by ourselves. And I looked at him and I said, then you're never going to make it. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. But people just, I don't think people have the concept or the realization of how truly bad things will be in a post-event. So I think that a lot of people look at things with rose-colored glasses, that it's going to be exciting or an adventure and stuff like that. Guys, it's going to be survival, and it's going to be survival of the fittest, okay? So the better advantage that you can give yourself as far as that goes, the better off you're going to be. So that's really, really, really important. Okay, so anyway, so a couple things I did want to mention today as well. So I definitely want to hear, first of all, let me just say this. I want to hear your guys' feedback on this topic. What do you think? Who is going to be the biggest threat to you right after an S.H.T.F event? Now, definitely down the road, marauding bands would definitely be a threat. And down the road, government agencies would probably be a threat. Or even townships, wanting to get all the resources that they possibly can. So those are the things that you really want to look at. Okay, so now, anyway, so a couple of things I wanted to say. Legacy's doing the sale. The 158 bucket that was for sale is already sold out. They've already sold out with what stock they had. So I kind of said that was going to be very limited what they had. So that one has already been sold out. So I've already taken that one down off of my website as far as the sale item goes. The other one is the 360 ml bucket is still up on a table. That right now is still, and again, it's while supplies last. When the supplies run out, that's going to be the end of that. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about, I made a mistake with the giveaway for Legacy. It's not the 120 meal bucket that Legacy's donating. It's the 60 meal bucket. Still a great deal. So my mistake on that one, so I apologize, guys. So it's the 60 meal bucket, breakfast, lunch, and dinner bucket that is going to be the main prize in the giveaway. So that's my fault. I apologize. The other stuff is still all going to be the same. So just wanted to clarify that. So anyway, that's what's going on. Eventually, I want to get to this over here, which I will, but right now it hasn't been able to happen. So anyway, and I'll do a video on that when I'm working on that. I'll throw the camcorder up so you can actually see me that way and see that I'm not trying to kill myself. So anyway, guys, listen, I definitely want to hear your feedback on this topic today. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I believe that your neighbors, like I said, are going to be your biggest threat. And that's why it's really important, I believe, to try to work with them as much as you can, coordinate as much as you can ahead of time, make good alliances, make good friendships, okay? So that's going to be it for today. Remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. And remember STD, guys. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself, okay? So remember that. Eddie, you want to say hello real quick? Say hello, YouTube land. That's all, just a wave? Come on, turn around and say hello, YouTube land. Eddie! Oh, boy. Teenage angst, guys. What are you going to do? So, we got to wave anyway. Alright, guys. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.